Realized I got a star piece at some point in the last video and I didn't say anything about it. That's a really good selling item. It's good to have. I was thinking maybe I should update held items, but I don't know what I'd want to give to who. I think I want to give the expert belt to Puff. Just increase all super effective damage as a whole, because I do tend to just switch Puff in when he has a super effective move. Sorry, Puff is a girl. We bought this luck incense and then never used it ever. I'm going to give that to Manuka since he tends to participate a lot, and I don't think the bright powder is really doing him many favors at this point. And then, what is Slate already holding? Quick Claw. I think I'll keep the Quick Claw on Slate, but otherwise, yeah, it's about time we updated held items. Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In the last episode, we explored Granite Cave, and this time we are going to be going to the sides of Mauville City that we've never gone to. They're talking about me on the TV right now. Lysia was interviewed about me, apparently. Nice. This is not where I'm supposed to be going. Actually, yes it is. What am I saying? We're going to ride the bike and then go south, and then we will leave through the east exit. There's not really anything to do out here. Are there even any hidden items? It doesn't look like it. Oh, never mind, there are. Well, there are people to fight out here, though, and I'm trying to fight everybody. That's what I do, so yeah. This aroma lady is associated with a small glitch in the original Ruby and Sapphire. Not really a glitch, but an oversight. Where she is one of several trainers in that game who could walk through a solid wall to reach you. She specifically would walk up a cliff ledge in order to fight you. There is a much more memorable version of this that scared me to death as a kid, and we'll go over that when we get to it, or at least when we get to the closest equivalent to it. But yeah, this aroma lady is the first example of that little thing existing in the original Ruby and Sapphire. She also has a Roselia. We saw one of these in the last video, I think, maybe. I don't remember fully, but I love Roselia. If I wanted to use 3 grass types on my team, Roselia might be one of them. Took that out. It did poison Manuka while it was going down, but that's okay. Oh, her name is Rose. Oh dear me, I seem to have lost. Yeah, as one does. You can see 1,204 Poke from that. This luck incense is going to be making a bit of a difference on how much money we're making. Oh, we were close to the hidden item. Oh, it's right here. Heart Scale. Okay, could never have too many of those. I like having a lot of heart scales, so I'll take it. We already have a lot of heart scales just from Stardust, okay. We have a lot of heart scales just from the demo, but still, you can never have too many. Those are a great item to have a lot of. Let my melody rock your soul! Okay. Guitarist Dalton. Guitarists mostly just use electric types, so there's not going to be anything interesting. I'm just going to switch out to Slate and then sweep this guy. Oh, Sonic Boom! That always does a fixed 20 HP of damage, so that could actually be used to get rid of Slate if it managed to hit with it 4 times in a row before dying. So, if Bulldoze missed, I guess, which isn't possible without having an accuracy drop, so never mind. That Quick Claw, it's so funny. Slate has no business moving first, ever. Alright, are you a trainer? No, you are not. Okay, well, you aren't even the guy who's gonna give me the next fishing rod. You're just a disappointment all around, man. This guy's a trainer. Fisherman Wade. Carvana. Okay. I do like that as I learn more English words and all that, I always recognize more and more name puns. This guy's Wade, like wading through water. The aroma lady was named Rose. Obviously, I know what a rose is, but I didn't really recognize until this playthrough that like a lot of trainers do have pun names or names that are wordplay based on what they do. And yeah, I've never really bothered noticing that. I think because Coliseum was my first game and the names in that game are largely just nonsense, except for the first guy you fight whose name is a dick joke. I don't know, it's... Coliseum being your first game will do that to you, where you just stop reading the names at some point. We've done all we could to the east of the city, so now it's time we go explore the west part of the city. If the camera in this place annoys me. All right, Route 117, starting with this building. This is the daycare. I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna leave one of the Zigzagoons here. Zugzagoon, you can stay. You're holding an item. Well, that's okay. We need to pay to get you back now, so... I guess I'll just raise 2 Zigzagoons? No. Okay. Basically, the way to think about this is every one step is 1 experience point. And if a Pokemon reaches a level where it learns a new move, she will always erase the top move and then move all the moves up. That is how the logic for learning moves works. Other than that, this is where you do Pokemon breeding, and we aren't going to be going over that just yet. I promise you that tomorrow? No, I don't promise daily videos. The next video in this series is going to be a guide going over everything breeding does for you. So we will be going over everything there is to breeding, everything you can get out of it, etc. So yeah. There is some tall grass on this route. It'll be closer to the end of the route, as you can see. And there's a lot of trainers to fight here, so I'm going to go ahead, start fighting them, and go over the bios for the Pokemon that can appear out here. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. Let's fight these lesbians. Illumise, Illumise, Illumise. I've heard it pronounced all 3 ways, and I am not going to pretend I care which one is right. It has 1 possible use. Catch it with its hidden ability Prankster, and it can use Thunder Wave and set up Light Screen before it faints. Just Light Screen though, no Reflect. Illumise is fine if you like it, but there's not much to say about it really. It's a pretty weak bug type. Volbeat learns Tail Glow at level 22, which increases its special attack by 2 stages. It is the only non-mythical Pokemon to learn this normally through level up. This is its calling. Use Tail Glow, then spam Bug Buzz, Thunderbolt, and Shadow Ball, and that's about it. It's more of a use than Illumise had, but not by much. It needs to survive the turn of setup before it can even use any attacks, which is hard when your defensive stats look like that. And its special attack stat isn't even good. You'd have to use Tail Glow twice before it's even remotely worth it. Roselia can evolve right away using a Shiny Stone, which you can get now through Super Training should you so choose. We will also come across one before the end of the main story. There's not much to say about Roselia that I won't say about Roserade. Roserade's just better, so let's talk about that. But first, look at this animation Roselia has in Pokemon Coliseum XD and Battle Revolution when it takes damage. It's just the best thing ever. Roserade gets Technician as a hidden ability when evolving from Roselia, which gives it the fun option of using Mega Drain that is more powerful than Giga Drain. And that is just blatantly not true. Don't listen to me, ever. If you're running a weather team, it also learns Weather Ball from the move relearner to allow it to take advantage of that. The main issue is that, as a stone evolution, evolving right away does cause Roserade to miss out on all the moves Roselia gets through level up, including Giga Drain, Toxic Spikes, and Synthesis. That hardly matters when it gets some awesome moves through TM and egg moves anyway, though. Spikes, Sleep Powder, and Extra Sensory as egg moves, along with Toxic and Venoshock as a combo, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. All of these can fill a surprisingly varied moveset for a Grass Poison type. My main complaint really comes down to a personal grievance. Every time I've used a Roserade, I've found it to be the team member that does the least, and when I do send it into battle, it just feels boring to use. That might be down to me though. It's not bad, just a bit samey after a while. Meryl gets Belly Drum as an egg move, and Aqua Jet as an egg move. This is the first Pokemon we've come across where I genuinely recommend just waiting to breed one yourself to make the most of its potential, but unfortunately, we can't breed those moves onto it until well into the post-game. As a result, Marill is left wanting for its best options and otherwise just as an okay user of physical attacks that struggles to hold up under pressure. There is one benefit. It evolves very early at only level 18, so it gets a bit of a boost early on, but aside from that, it will largely just be using Aqua Tail and Play Rough on the rare chance it gets to battle. I will never call a Pokemon unusable when I can avoid it, but Marill just feels so disappointing when its main strategy is just barely out of reach in this adventure. So I'm currently fighting a Pokemon breeder. They tend to have full teams of 6 very weak, unevolved Pokemon. Yeah, there's not really much interesting to say. You have a Budew! This is our first time seeing a Generation 4 Pokemon, and it's just because Roselia was one of the few Pokemon to get a baby form starting from Generation 4. Budew isn't getting a bio quite yet because it's going to be included in the breeding guide, but just know you're not really missing out on much by not catching a Budew. Yes, you're raising your Pokemon right. I know I am. Alright. While we were going over bios, we passed by these berries, but I didn't bother actually picking them because I wanted to talk about them. These are pineapple berries. These only exist to be used in Pokeblocks. They have no other effect. They're yellow berries, and they have a very low chance of producing a Pokeblock Plus, so they're okay. Not as good as any berry that actually has an effect would be, though. They tend to make those have a better chance of yielding a Pokeblock Plus just because you have to sacrifice them for Pokeblocks. I'm not even going to bother planting more of these. Also, just remembered... Never mind. I thought one of the other Zigzagoons was holding an item and I didn't take it, but nope, apparently only the one that I gave to the daycare lady had an item. You! Once a bug catcher, now a bug maniac, but my love for Pokemon remains unchanged. Bug Maniac Derek is our first Bug Maniac. Generation 3 was a bit weird. It feels like they tried to introduce upgrades to certain trainer classes, and Bug Maniacs are an upgrade to Bug Catchers. Ruin Maniacs, which we fought one of in the last video, are upgrades to Hikers. Future games don't do this, so it's a little silly. I think there are some exceptions in future games where, like, you could consider ace trainers to be like an evolved form of youngsters and lasses, and then veterans to be an increase even further than that, but I don't really think about it that way in those instances, just because, like, those are sort of the generic trainer classes. They don't have necessarily like a job they're known for, although being an ace trainer is apparently a job, so what do I know? But with, like, Bug Maniac being an increase from Bug Catcher, I don't know, it's so silly. Manuka's trying to learn Agility. This increases speed by 2 stages. We aren't ever going to need this. Manuka is already very fast, and we're over-leveled quite drastically. We're almost level 30 before Gym 3. I don't think we need to be increasing our speed any more than that in any of these battles. The air is tasty here. Okay. I'm always saying this. It's a tree we can cut here. What is behind it is the question. A revive. I was hoping for something a little more climactic, but I guess not. That's okay. Illumise. 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 I think Pokemon fans need to start accepting that sometimes the official pronunciation of a Pokemon name is wrong. Illumise is stupid. I'm pretty sure that's what Pokédex 3D Pro calls it. That's dumb. We're in Verdanturf town, but not a part where we can access the actual town. We get to hear the wonderful music, though. And we just picked up a Mawile, which is the Mega Stone required to Mega Evolve Mawile. So we have that when we get a Keystone. Let me in. Why can't I walk over this grass? Whatever. We have a few more trainers to fight here, I think. So, oh, you planted those flowers. Nice. You jump scared me because you were farther off screen than I was expecting you to be when I was in range for you. This is another Pokemon breeder. He's going to have a bunch of weak Pokemon I'll cut ahead. Beat that guy. Got some good money for it, too. His Aeron used Rock Tomb, and it reminded me that that is a move that I wanted to teach to Puff. Rock Tomb is a move that Breloom can learn. It gets the boost from Technician, and it covers Puff's Flying-type weakness. Those combined make this a pretty solid move for a Breloom, honestly. So, goodbye, Leech Seed. I don't think I've used you a single time, so whatever. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair reason to teach that to Breloom, so just decided to go through with that. We're at the end of the route. Is there a hidden item anywhere? Not even down here, really? It just looked like there was supposed to be. Okay, look, I think I know these things, and then I never do. Welcome to Verdanturf Town. The angle, it's scary. Every time the Pokemon Center has a different angle that I haven't seen before, it's going to freak me out. Okay. I wanted to heal first things first, just because we, like, went through and fought all those trainers, but yeah. Have you been giving your Pokemon Pokeblocks? Yes, I have. Thank you very much. Back in the day, Verdanturf was famous as a gateway to success in the contest spectacular. That was back when I was alive and kicking, though. Are you a ghost? Sir? Okay. Great. We've been here, like, 2 minutes and we've already met a ghost. Welcome to Verdanturf Town. This is a small town at the foot of the mountains, with the wind patterns keeping it safe from the volcanic ash that apparently plagues the rest of the mainland of the region. And it's where Wally stays with his aunt and uncle. See that cave by the Pokemart? There's a guy in there who's trying to bust up boulders so he can bust through to the other side. It'd be great if we can get through. Then it'd be really easy to visit Rustboro. That's true. Let's visit the Pokemart real quick. This guy newly sells Ultra Balls, Full Heals, and Max Repels. Super Repels are more cost effective. You get more steps for the money spent, so while you are hurting for cash, like until you're, say, the champion of the Pokemon League or something ridiculous like that, probably focus on buying Super Repels. But still, Ultra Balls are great. These are a 2x catch rate modifier to any Pokemon, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and not spend that much money on them. I do not have as much money as I think I do, I guess. I do have selling items, though, so I'll go ahead and sell those. Stardust goes for 1,000. Star Piece goes for 4,900. 2 Nuggets going for 10,000 each. Well, 5,000 each, for a total of 10,000. Everstones. They aren't good selling items, but 300 Poke for items that are just taking up space in the bag. I could sell a float stone for 100 too. I'm gonna keep that, but I shouldn't because I'm not gonna ever use it. I have 647 Lepa Berries. If I sold all of them, they'd give me less than 2 golden nuggets. That's pretty pathetic. The upper cashier in this Pokemart sells heal balls, nest balls, and luxury balls. Nest balls are effective at catching lower leveled Pokemon, but they become useless after level 30. Luckily, you can buy these much earlier than wild Pokemon will be level 30, so yeah, these are going to be pretty decent for a while, at least for your first time catching any Pokemon before you get repeat balls. Luxury balls make it so Pokemon gain 1 additional point of friendship for every boost of friendship they normally get. This is useful for Pokemon that evolve through friendship. We already went over this earlier when a trainer could have given us one. I'll buy 4 of them, which is ridiculous because they're so expensive. Oh, this song, man. It's... Okay. Listen to the start of this song from the original Ruby and Sapphire. It's still good, but then listen to the little flourish they do for the first note in this version. I love that. Oh man, I haven't heard this version of the song in so long. This is a town that's completely optional to visit. You never have to actually come here, so I don't hear this song a lot. I'm feeling pretty confident about the cuteness of my Pokemon, so I came here to make its presence felt in the contest spectacular. Good for you, dude. Oh, there's something I missed in the Pokemart. God, everything is going great today. You. Ball, ball, nest ball, 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 luxury ball. This is a song I learned from a strange person in red clothes when I went to Kalos. This is a reference to, of all things, some random Team Flare grunt who you battle in the Pokeball factory in Pokemon X and Y. Yeah. Cool. Alright. We are going to head into the contest hall next. And head up here? No. Okay. We aren't going to be partaking in a contest today. We'll do that later. Oh, Pokemon, I adore them. It's like I feel an instant attachment. Oh my, I didn't mean to reveal that. Well, no matter. If you're entering a contest, try this move on for size. This is the TM for Attract. This inflicts opponents of the opposite gender of the user with infatuation. As such, it's only learnable by Pokemon who have a gender. And Cryogonal, because it has that non-binary Riz. Although it will always fail when using this move. Somebody should kill me for writing that in my notes. I hate all this like modern slang. It's I don't like it. I don't know. Call me a boomer or whatever. Riz is stupid. Which contest are you planning on entering? If you're entering a coolness contest, a cool Pokemon has to be the one. Yeah, I know. Thanks, man. Very informative. The hall for the contest spectacular. Seriously, it's gigantic. It's so gigantic that it gives me chills. If you didn't enter the, oh! This is the berry mixing machine from the original Ruby and Sapphire to make Pokeblocks. I didn't know it was still here because there's no point in using it. Well, you can't use it. So if you didn't enter the contest hall in, Slateport City, all of the same stuff would transpire heading in here, including getting cosplay Pikachu, getting the contest costume, all that. So, yeah. Any contest hall, you'll always get to experience that if you skip the one in Slateport. Hello. With the way the wind blows, volcanic ash has never blown in this direction. That means that the air is clean and delicious here. It could surely do wonders for the frail and sickly. So we've been told. Hello. Far away, deep in Evergrande City, is the Pokémon League. The trainers who gather there are all frighteningly well-skilled. Why'd I say Evergrande? It's Evergrande. In the Pokémon League, the rules say you have to battle the Elite Four all in a row. If you lose to any of them, you have to begin your challenge over again from the first one. Unfortunately spoiling for us that, yeah, they didn't keep the best thing the Generation 5 games did for the Elite Four and that X and Y kept. Unfortunately, you will still need to fight them all in a linear order. My Shroomish got lost. It disappeared around the sign. Where did it go? Well, let's go check out the sign real quick. The windswept highlands with the sweet fragrance of grass. Oh. Moo. Moosh. Ah, Mushu! Thank you for finding my Shroomish. I'll give you this. I just found it. It has a strange shape and it looks amazing. The intriguing stone. This is an item that was first introduced in Pokemon X and Y. But in those games, it had no use whatsoever aside from trading it to somebody for a Sunstone. There may be some greater use for it in this game, though. It does look a bit familiar, doesn't it? You next! You have a Skitty. Ooh, I think this is the Skitty that was a Delcatty in the original game, and it still said Skitty or something. Let me see how friendly your Pokemon is towards you. Your Pokemon, it's extremely friendly towards you. It couldn't possibly love you more. It's a pleasure to see. Okay, that means I need to go back to Slateport City. This is the lady who will tell you how your Pokemon's friendship is doing. Apparently Puff loves us now. That's good. He didn't when we were in Slateport City. I guess some time has passed since then. These videos have been going by faster than I expected them to, so that has been notable. The one house we've been ignoring is the biggest one. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. My daughter's boyfriend is a very driven and passionate sort of person. He's been digging a tunnel non-stop just so he can see my daughter. My daughter's a little concerned, so she goes out to the tunnel a lot. Yeah, we met her boyfriend when we first entered the Verdanturf tunnel, or just before then. Oh, so you did come to visit. If you're looking for Wally, though, I'm afraid he's gone. After he lost you in Mauville, he said he had to train more, and we haven't seen him since. It must be his Pokemon that have lit such a fire in that boy and given him so much hope to live for. Yeah, Wally isn't staying here currently, but... Well, he is staying here, but he's out. He's training. But we still tried to visit at least. We can check the sign to see this is Wanda's house. Wanda is Wally's cousin, but we still haven't met her, so let's go meet her after talking to you, suspiciously placed girl. My papa told me this tunnel's full of timid Pokemon that get all scared of loud noises and make a big uproar. So they had to stop the big tunnel project, but there's one man who's still trying to dig the tunnel by himself, and he made the German burger alarm go off, or so I've heard. That's true. The German burger alarm did go off. In case longtime viewers were curious if that's still a thing, let's head in. Verdanturf Tunnel. So, this is where I actually plan to talk about all the things you can get from using Rock Smash. They made Rock Smash worth your while. You can get some great items doing this, and encounter some wild Pokemon, which is annoying when you're specifically looking for items. By breaking rocks, you can get pearls, big pearls, star pieces, hardstone, soft sand, ethers, max ethers, revives, max revives, heart scales, and normal gems. Normal gems are items making their first appearance here since Pokemon Black and White 2. One of the main gimmicks of Generation 5 was dust clouds that appeared in caves that could contain gems of every type. These gems can be used a single time to boost the power of their corresponding move by 30%. It was 50% in Generation 5. But this boost is still no joke. It pairs very well with Fake Out, if you have a Pokemon who uses that. Unfortunately, only the normal gems still exist, but that's okay. The only other ones that were particularly notable were the Dragon and Flying gems, and those were primarily used in competitive play to boost Draco Meteor and Acrobatics, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But while we have the Zigzagoons in our party during this adventure, I will be smashing rocks as I encounter them, just because, like, getting those items is good. I'd like some normal gems if I can get them. Out here. I dropped my glasses. Can you help me find them? Well, we do have the item finder. And we just stepped on something. Black glasses. Sorry, man. I stepped on your glasses. I dropped my glasses. Can you help me find them? Those glasses! May I see them for a second? These are black glasses. They're not what I'm looking for. Maybe my glasses aren't around here. But are you sure? Okay, bye. Black glasses increase the power of Dark-type moves by 20%, so it's worth picking those up if you're using a Dark-type or a Pokemon that relies heavily on Dark-type moves. Personally, I think the black glasses are one of the least useful type boosting items there is, just because, like, man, who's using a, like, Dark-type that actually focuses on attacking? This is one of the few games where you can, really, because Absol is a Pokemon that exists in Generation 5, but Generation 5, Generation 6, and Generation 3. But Black Glasses, I mean, Dark-type moves just generally aren't the most common offensive type, is basically what I'm saying. Black Glasses are useful for, like, a few moves like Night Slash and Dark Pulse, I guess, but not overly. Did this guy just say there's a Pokemon called Pogcrammon? What do you mean, Mike? Mike, what are you talking about, Mike? Mike! Mike, you can't just say that! What do you mean? Just a Geodude and a Machop. That was absolutely nothing. My Pokemon ran out of power. Yeah. I miss your old encounter theme, man. You were better in Unova. New item here. Max Ether. Feels cruel to have a trainer battle in here. I don't know. I'm feeling particularly empathetic about Whismur during this Let's Play, apparently. Which is good. You should always have empathy for everyone, except for the people who don't deserve it. Beat this Geodude just because Puff was so close to leveling up. It was painful. So Puff hit level 26. Alright. You. On the other side of this rock, my boyfriend labors day after day. He's not just digging this tunnel to come see me. He works his hands raw and rough for the benefit of everyone. I want to do something about this boulder, but it's beyond me to deal with it alone. Your Pokemon, it can use Rock Smash? Please use Rock Smash and break up these boulders. I will. Thank you so much for doing this. Just so you don't get any items to interrupt the cutscene. Wow, you shattered those boulders blocking the way. To show you how much I appreciate it, I'd like you to have this. Agronite! A Mega Stone to evolve, or Mega Evolve Aggron. I was talking already about how good Aeron is. Aggron is just better. I found that when I was digging for the tunnel. I felt like there's some mysterious power coming from it, but I don't think I could do a thing with it. Wanda, now I can see you anytime. That's wonderful. Come on, let me take you to my place so you can rest. All right. As she said, we now have, well, as was said by sort of everybody involved. There's a hidden item here, too. Anyway, as everybody was saying, we now have a fast way to get to Rustboro City. So, yeah, let's go back to Rustboro City. If you didn't want to backtrack before in order to get repeat balls to be available, this is the way you were intended to do that. You would come from Verdanturf town to the other side, and then the scientist would be waiting for you at the entrance. I just decided I'd rather have repeat balls earlier, which I think is a good plan because you also get multiple other Pokeballs by doing it that way. Why do I not use repels? What is my problem? Back to Rustboro City, we want to stop by Devon Corporation real quick. Let's talk to Mr. Stone. Ah, that intriguing stone you have. On second look, it seems to be a Pidgeotite, doesn't it? We obtained a Pidgeotite. That is 3 Megastones in one video. But also a Megastone for yet another Pokemon not in the Hoenn Pokédex. To be carrying around a Megastone like that, it looks like you're also a bit of a connoisseur. Okay. That will remove the intriguing stone from our bag and replace it with the Pidgeotite. So yeah, Mega Pidgeot is one of the better ones, so I'm excited to be able to go over it in the future, but not right now. We certainly aren't catching a Pidgeot anytime soon. With all that done, we've done everything we can around Verdanturf Town, Route 117, and Rustboro City, so next time on Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's going to be time for the breeding guide. We're going to talk about everything you can get out of Pokemon breeding, even if you just want to fine-tune a potential team member. See you guys then.